Hello, happy Friday. I wanted to kind of do a check in and kind of touch base about some things that we're working on. And so, there's kind of a couple days off up in the Oregon legislature, which gave us some time to kind of put together our game plan for, going forward here in Oregon. And so, our mantra for the last year has been fight forward. And so we took a big step today. And so today we finalized everything. We started a new LLC. We're working on developing a PAC or a 501c4 dedicated to Oregon gun rights. And the goal of this is to use everything that we've learned in the last year, the group that we've built together, the infrastructure, and turn it into something. And so now we have something actually in place. We have a bank account that's been established today. I spent time doing that. I actually just got locked out of my Facebook account because I was trying to set up another Facebook page directly associated with the new organization. And so the organization's ORGOL, right? So Oregon Gun Owners Action League. And so what we're going to do is we're going to bring everybody together under the 2A, right? And so we're going to understand that we all have differences here in Oregon, but we do have a common thing, and it's defense of our civil liberties. And so that's kind of what we're doing. And so we took a first step today. The branding's done. Just doing all the legal part and making it so we can put this out, so we can start sharing information, start building the following, and getting the public involved. And so part of this process we're going to be doing is we're going to be going out to people from every county. So we'll have to identify people that want to be involved in every county in the state. So we got 36 counties, and so we'll have 36 chapter leads. From that, we'll organize in a grassroots sort of fashion, and we'll be able to get information from the hub, the mothership right here, and we'll be able to get it out to everybody across the state. And so the whole point of this is that way we build this this organization, and that's kind of the goal. And it's a way to bring people together from across many different lanes of Oregon, right? So we have to understand there's so many different things that bring us all together in this situation, and so it's how we build that common ground and use it to win seats. I mean, everything is about moving forward and fighting forward. And so I'm kind of excited about this. Obviously there's a lot of stuff that has to be done around on the back end to get everything ready, but I want you guys to know that's kind of where we're at. That's what we're doing. And we have a logo. We had some great help with the logo. Alicia stepped up, and she's going to be helping me, with this situation. We're bringing other people on board as well. And the whole point of this is to make this, now we have an entity. And so that's exciting. We have the logo done. We're going to be having some custom shirts made out in the next couple days. And so now we're going to be able, when we go up to Salem, we're all going to be in the same shirt. And we're going to be developing a website. I have a website meeting on Monday. And so everything is about building this new organization. Obviously it's very time consuming and costly, right? But this is something that's going to be dedicated to us, right? And us, the people. And so you guys have been really the backbone of this message, right? You guys listen, you guys tune in, you comment, you share, you get involved, you show up, right? You write testimony, everything that you guys have been doing. And this is just, we're going to be all under one tent. And so now when we show up, now we're part of something, right? So instead of a ragtag of individuals, we're a big collective. And so that's kind of the goal. And so it's been a long process. So Shane, I appreciate the support here. And so this is how we get involved. This is how we build something, is right. We all have to get involved. And so this is something that's bigger just myself, right? This is bigger than, us as individuals. This is something where we can come together and we can actually do something, and we're all going to be moving in the same direction, and we're going to be moving forward. And so in that regard, I'm really, really excited. And so I hope that helped, put people at ease, and makes people feel excited. And so, yeah, Philip, here, I'm going to highlight this. So Philip, thank you so much for your help with the logo. So I sent it over to the t-shirt people. They kind of tweaked it a little bit, and it's all ready for t-shirts. We're working on t-shirt design. So maybe I put that out to the group. We're kind of thinking a black t-shirt, because we look at symbolism. Everything that we're doing right now is symbolism. And the other side is really, really good. They're far advanced over us. And they use, messaging, they use imagery, they use, distractions. They use all this stuff to move their message forward. Right. And so, one thing that they do is they use the color red. Red symbolizes anger, aggression, action, right? They also use orange, which is another color that they use kind of to rally up people, right? And so part of what I'm thinking is maybe go with a black t-shirt. Black symbolizes strength. It also, it's the opposite end of the red spectrum, right? So the goal is when we have these shirts on, when we're in public, or if we go up to the Capitol building, and when we're wearing these shirts, it's to show that we are the solution, right? If we look at this, every one of us that's part of this group, everybody part of anybody that wants to get involved at the grassroots level going forward, those are going to be the people that are solutions, right? This division, this us versus them mindset, this special interest money, the red shirts, like that's the past. And so we're going to focus on going forward. And obviously it's going to be a tough road. They definitely do not want to give up position, right? Because, we saw, when it comes to when we showed up at the Capitol last week, is they did not want to give up that photo op. And so there's going to be a push pull that's going to go into this situation where, they're going to try to discredit the work that we're doing. They're going to try to, stop what we're trying to do. And so that's where we're going to draw this distinction between the two organizations, right? So you're going to have them, they're going to be real loud, they're going to be rabid, they're going to be really shrill, they're going to be they have the same national talking point, the same AstroTurf, and then they're going to be us, right? And that's what's going to unite Oregon. Is you guys are the past. You guys have had 30 years to work on this and do this and make billions of dollars off gun control. It's never worked. It's never made any of us safer. It's never saved a life. And we, as Oregon gun owners here, we're going to prove, this is the way forward when it comes to our gun rights in the state of Oregon. And so I'm excited to be able to be a part of this with you guys. And now obviously it comes down to everybody kind of working together and getting on board. And I hope that we built enough trust with you in the last year of what I've been doing across the state, and the hours and the travel and all the stuff that I've been doing. I hope that builds trust. And, the way I'm thinking about things, and obviously we're bringing in outside help here with, Alicia and others. So I'm really, really thankful for that. Larry Turner, I appreciate you tuning in. You're a great resource. And so now these resources that we've built here, this is how we put them to work, and we turn this into action. And so the idea, the work, it's going to turn into action. And that's what Oregon Gun Owner Action League is. It's us, working together. So, what's really, really important to understand about, this logo that we designed, that Philip helped design, is it's color coded, right? So you're going to have the rings. The rings are going to be they simulate liberal, right? Libertarian, the libertarian view, right? The red lettering, that simulates somebody that's on the right side, conservative views, right? And then in the state of Oregon, that's in blue because we live in a blue state. And the point of this logo is to be able to show that we're all, we're separated by differences of opinion, but when it comes to this stuff, we're united by our defense of our civil liberties, and that's what keeps us together. And so, that's the goal. And what I'm going to do now is I'll share, see if it'll let me do it here. Is I'm gonna shrink. Give me 1 second. I want to show you what this looks like. And oh my goodness, it didn't work. So give me a second here. Yeah, technology. So I guess my comment, let me see if I get a comment here. I might have to do it out here, but I want to share the logo with you so we can talk about what it means. And so, that's where we're going is, I'm looking forward. We're looking forward. And so this is our time to really rally together and do something that we should have done many, many years ago. And obviously, and hat off to Kevin Starrett with Oregon Firearms Federation. He's been holding the wolves at bay for many, many years. And so the goal here is to obviously we're on parallel with what he's doing and support him in a different way, but we're going to be of action. And, he does tremendous work on our behalf when it comes to putting out information, the legal aspect, all this stuff. Our vision for this is we're not going to get into that. We're going to be legislative. We are going to be boots on the ground. We are going to be grassroots. We're going to be tabling events at different parts of the state, right? And we're going to get people from all over the state. We're going to bring 36 counties together. We're going to have 36 plus leads in these counties where we can train these volunteers to really be the tips of the spear. And so, yeah, I'll have to do it a little bit later on, Larry. Thank you. And so the point of this is it's time. We're late for the date. And so we're going to be of action. And so, we're going to give those rural counties a voice. And so, right here, Cody Bowen, this guy, tremendous sheriff, put it all on the line for us. He's actually a plaintiff in federal court when it comes to Measure 114. And so we are going, as an organization here, we're going to give his county a voice. We're going to give his county a seat at the table when it comes to what the future of Oregon gun rights look like. And so, this is where it's at. And this is where we have to go. And we have to understand that there's going to be differences. There's going to be differences of opinion. There's going to be things that we might not also all agree with, but it's all about, can we put our differences aside for the greater good? And so I'm hoping that just building a rapport that I have with you guys can trust me where I'm not going to steer you wrong. My goal here is to, weaponize in a positive way the infrastructure that we have and to get people involved from all over the state and show them that what we've been doing for the last 30 years when it comes to running elections and campaigns, those are the past. We have to do something different, and this is our opportunity. And so that's where I'm trying to get at is, that's, where we're going. And so it comes down to is what makes the most sense for all of us. Obviously, we have to have the way this looks out, and the way we put this all together is we have the nucleus, then we have steering committees, or actually we have executive committees, then we have steering committees, and then we have the troops, right? The boots on the ground. And so what we have to do is we have to have a common unified message, right? So currently our unified message is stopping 2005, stopping 398 or 348, 393, those one Measure 114, those are our unifying topics right now, right? So we can all get on the same page. And that's where it doesn't matter if we're left, right, purple, green, black, white, straight, gay. The one common threads that we have to all of this stuff is we have to stop this stuff. And so that means, people that might not be on our side of the football, right? So people on the left, they have as much value here as we do if they want to work with us and they want to stop the insanity that's happening to us. And so, that's where we're going to make up gains. We're going to pick up people in the middle, right? And so there's always going to be that rabid, staunch, right. There's always going to be the staunch left, but there's so much room in the middle, and that's where I tend to find myself, is in the middle, right? Is I'm a libertarian, and I identify that because I want to get back to liberty, and I feel that if that's the one thing that we could all come together is liberty, and the freedom to do what we want to do within reason, right? With as long as it's moral and it's lawful, you know what I mean? So, that's the thing is I'm gonna highlight this. We can disagree and stand strong together. That's exactly where we're at. There's uh, there is a thing there. So so one thing about this, okay. Let's pull this up, okay. Uh, let me see where it is. I'm having a problem pulling it up, and so I got two screens going on right now. So I watch one, and so one thing is that there's other groups. There's been other great groups. Obviously, there's Timber Unity. Uh, the one the one thing I want to be really really specific about this is about our 2A, right? This is about protecting our civil liberties when it comes to our gun rights. Obviously, there's things that overlap when it comes to that stuff. And so I want to be on point and on message, right? There's other groups that are doing tremendous work. Once we get everything set up and we have something rolling and we're cohesive and we have the bugs worked out, then I could see maybe incorporating with other groups, right? Right now, I want to be laser focused. And obviously, I'm not saying that I want to try to run this by like an iron fist. Obviously, I put my name on the dotted line today and registered with the Secretary of State, put my own money into this, and set up a bank account so we can make it legit. I've brought on people that I really, really trust, their perspective and their input, and we're moving this towards either a PAC or a 501c4. Okay, and so that is where we're going. And obviously, I want to be open to outside perspectives, because I don't want I'm running the machine, or I feel like I'm running the machine, but I also have another organization that I'm running, and if there's something that I think working together and sharing ideas and information and perspectives, obviously that builds a broader base and builds really great support. And so that's what I envision is obviously we don't know what this looks like going forward, but we know that one step in front of one foot in front of the other, we're going to continue to do what we're going to be doing. And so that's where we don't know, like, and that's why I say this is just a journey, right? This is not a destination. We don't know where this is going to go. All we know is there's something that's lacking here in the state of Oregon, and all we're trying to do is provide a solution for that. And when it comes to a website that's going to be, I'm meeting with a web designer on Monday to talk finances and figure out costs, which scare me to death. Is obviously what's this website look like, and maybe I'll put this out for the group. What would be beneficial to help you be better advocates? We've used this Facebook group really effectively, and kind of built this advocacy group and used some education. Like, what sort of things would you like to see incorporated in a website? That obviously blog posts are going to be really really important. Call to action places are going to be really really important. And so that's the thing. And so it comes down is what do we see as a new organization? What do we see that's going to be most valuable to our people and getting our people from the crawl walk run phase to a sprint, because we should already be at a sprint right now with what's happening. You know, I saw something today that came from the Oregon State Secretary of State's offices. There was a new, ballot initiative that was created. So they're trying another one, and what they're doing is they're trying to fast forward where there was some downtime if you don't remember, in the initiative process, but before they could collect signatures, they had to wait for the official language from the Secretary of State. So there was like a month gap where they were waiting for the official language before they could actually gather any kind of signatures, because of the way the Oregon Constitution is set up. And so what's really, really dangerous is there's a new IP that they're gonna try to push this as another constitutional amendment, like what they did with Measure 114 and Measure 113. And what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to fast forward it so they can have their boots trained. So as soon as they get word, they're already collecting signatures. So they are. Oh, absolutely. Let's see this, Philip. Absolutely. This is how we grow. So what we want to do is also accountability, right? So if there's people that are going to help support our civil liberties, we want to showcase them, help them keep their seats. But we also, the ones that are not our friends, we have to have this as a way to get them gone. And so maybe this is a way to, contact our legislators. Might be a way for everything will be right there. So it's really easy to click, copy and paste. So that's a really, really good thing. That's kind of where we're at. So one thing here. So how do we raise funds? That is the $1 million question. That's the one thing I struggle with right now is I don't have money, and I'm trying to keep it together because I'm stressing. But I feel that if we all crowdfunded this and took some of the pressure off of me and helped, you guys want this, you guys need this, help me do this. Help us do this. And so, that's kind of where we're at. We don't have billionaire financiers. What we have is really good, dedicated, law-abiding Oregon gun owners. That's what we have. And I would bet on us every time. And that's why I think that us coming together, if we could get, gun stores that could get behind our organization, if we could have people that have vested interest in stopping what's happening in Salem, if they could get behind this message and help us with this project, right? This organization that we're trying to get off the ground, then this is going to help so much. And so that's like, this is putting their money where their mouth is because, this organization is going to be doing the lobby work up there and building infrastructure and all of this stuff, absolutely, Larry. I like that. We've done this I love this stuff. And so what we've done really, really good is the resource guide, right? Is like, we saw the post yesterday. The guy sent me a message about the guy. All I did was copy the Google Drive, which I have. And I sent him the Google Drive and a message, and he was able to, literally took me 2 seconds, and it saved his day and made him feel good. And so, yeah, absolutely. So that's what we're talking about. Okay. So that's where we're going is, so the logo is going to go on t-shirts, all common t-shirts where we can wear them in public. They can be a conversation piece. There's people that are not going to know about what we do because this is a closed group, but we're going to try to grow this. Also, tabling events. So what we should be doing in more tabling events is there's rodeos coming up. There's fairs. There's stuff that we can do in the public where we could set up a table and have flyers, and we could outreach to our fellow gun owners and people say, hey, this is who we are. This is what we're trying to do. Could you either help with either a donation, or could you provide like a email address or a way that we could, contact you to, if we have any upcoming action items that we need help with. So we definitely, this is grassroots, and this is something, this has been my strong suit. I've been doing grassroots, a grassroots organization since, before, 2016. So this is something that it's going to be, oh, for sure. And this is, yeah, this is what we should be doing right here, so it's all about getting this message out. And, once we can build this organization and we have a platform, the biggest challenge here is this is not a really comfortable place for us to be at. The comfortable place is, there really isn't one for gun owners, and so, having a website that is, tech savvy, we can do lots of stuff. We can have videos, we can have all sorts of different things. We can put, relevant articles on the website to help drive analytics. There's all sorts of things that we could be doing on this website. We could have a calendar, where we could post events there, for, volunteers. If volunteers are going to be there, this is where we can post an event there, and we can share these events on our personal Facebook page. So there's a lot of things that we can do from the nucleus of a website. And, I have a couple websites that I run currently, and so, I know what's available and what works, for what I do. And so, it's just getting people that rallied up, like, I hope that you guys, I'm exhausted. I mean, I tell you, I know that a lot of you guys had a long week, and last thing you want to do on a Friday is listen to me blab about something else. And you would love a day off, especially with the sun out, but it's, I think that if we can do the work now, we're going to pay dividends when it comes to, like, election time. If we can have places in place. So, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We should meet and greets. We should do all sorts of stuff. There's things that we should be doing. I'd love to figure out something where what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is, with my organization that I run, I'm going to be starting to do classes around the state. I'm going to piggyback those classes that I'm doing with my organization with this organization or goal. I'm going to piggyback. So I'm going to do a kids event, right? So I can do that. And because that's really near and dear to my heart is my kids, right? And protecting those kids. And then I'm also going, like, the next day, I'm going to do an event that's going to be dedicated to this organization in these rural counties. And yeah, absolutely. So one thing I'll highlight here, like, I see this, I don't know where the original comment is, I'm sorry about this, is patriot parties, right? So one thing, and Alicia helped me with this today, which is really, really important right now when we're going into this next phase of what the organization looks like and shaping this, is we have to be really careful with the way we're perceived, right? And while I support my patriots, I feel like I'm a patriot. I believe that I'm a patriot. The other side likes to call patriots like the militia, right? They try to, like, label them this way. And so, while I really, really support, obviously the 3% movement and everything like that in the past, I think it's really, really important is going through, into this new era of what we're trying to do here with gun rights. And obviously this is up for, a debate, right? Let's talk about, whether there's value or not value, but we have to be really, really careful about the way the other side is going to perceive us. Right. And so, that's why we are trying to be careful with the messaging. We're trying to be careful with the imaging. And part of that is we want to be, all inclusive, right? We want to be welcoming, because we need votes, right? At the end of the day, we need people that can help support this organization. We need people that can help share this message. We need people that can help, table these events. And, they might not look like me. They might not look like you. They might be different, right? But if we can bring them all under one umbrella, the unifying factor, we're there in defense of our civil liberties in a non-violent way, then, this right here, boom, absolutely, this is what we do not want. And so that's why, really, really important going forward is, what this looks like, and so we're talking about branding and logos, my thing is I'm really particular when it comes to my organization that I run, the KidSafe. All the branding looks the same. All the colors look the same. Everything looks the same. When I show up, doesn't matter where I go, everything looks like the same. And so what I'm kind of thinking here with this group is we do the same thing, right? All it would take is a black tablecloth. Is we could get some vinyl heat press on logos, right, of our logo, and we could have those available, and somebody could just take a black tablecloth and iron these on, and now we have a custom branded tablecloth that we could use anywhere in the state, right? So, obviously there's going to be a little bit of cost there. We have the cost of a tablecloth, or we could use an old black, sheet or something like that. But the whole point is this gives us the credibility that we need, that we're going to be able to push back on this stuff. Okay. And one thing to think about with this stuff, when we come into this new lane that we're creating a new lane is what we're doing. There's going to be some pushback. There is going to be some people that are going to not understand. They're going to try to stop what we do. And so we have to stand together as responsible law-abiding citizens and say, no, you guys have had your shot. You've had your opportunity to save lives, and that hasn't happened. All you've done is taken away my ability to defend myself and my family. So I would appreciate you to just let me do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to talk to my people. And I think what's awesome, I've done events, right? So I've done events, and the beginning of what I do, because I have this BB gun range, and this is something I'll talk about. What I do is I have this BB gun range, and we have two of them, and we blow them up. They're like, I'll be in Washington next weekend using these, and they're amazing. So what would happen is I would do in the beginning of KidSafe is I would blow up these inflatable BB gun ranges. I would go to a safety fair, right? And so, a safety fair would open up, Moms Demand Action. They would be there, and they would be right across the way from us. And so what we would do is show up. I would roll up this BB gun range. I would plug it in. I would blow it up, and I would have it ready to go in less than 15 minutes. And now we were giving out temporary tattoos. We're giving out bands, and we were giving out rat cards, and the kids were shooting BB guns, and the other side would pack up their tables and leave, because it was a high energy, high octane. It was all about the kids. And they would just leave, because they had nobody even go to their tables. They had trigger locks. They had blah, blah, blah. And we would just, it was our event. And so that's what we could do. That's what we could do here is we can out educate, we can out advocate them, because, at the end of the day, our cause is righteous, right? And so that's what separates us from the AstroTurf, and is they feel like they're part of something right now, because they get this, this like on Facebook or this share on Instagram. At the end of the day, it's all about a photo op. Okay. So listen to that word very carefully. It's all about a photo op. Okay. There's no substance there. Okay. They show up literally at the beginning of the hearing, take the red shirt out of the plastic and put it on, and they're saying they're doing something. They're not. And so that's what's going to separate us from them, is we are going to do something, and we are going to do something meaningful. And well, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is absolutely. I don't know what this looks like. I'm just putting it out here. I'm kind of the messenger, right? I got the microphone. I got a little microphone now. I'm all legit. I've spent way too much money. I've been way too much money just being able to give you a professional video, because this is what I view you guys as. We're professionals here, and we're professional advocates, and so this is just part of my growth through this process is honing this message, fine tuning it and getting it better, where now we have something. And so let's turn this something into something. And that's kind of where we're at. Yeah, Alicia, 100%, 100%. We have to look at, I think the biggest thing is they don't get outside their echo chambers, right? So as like we're guilty of that too, right? So we don't get out of our this is truly where we're going to learn advocacy work, because we're going to be in public, we're going to be doing events, and we're going to be talking to people that might not necessarily agree with us, right? Our opinion when it comes to our firearms, and which is okay. They're entitled to their opinion, they're entitled to their right, but we deserve the opportunity to have that same conversation they would have with somebody else. And so this is really going to test your mettle here. Is, can you be able to have a civil conversation with somebody that hates you or hates what you do or what you stand for? And that is, I guarantee, going to be a challenge. And so what I mean by this is, our legislators up there, they do not get out of their comfort zones. They go to their events with their people. They do not take the time to talk to people like you and I, their fellow gun owners, which are their constituents, by the way. And so, that's what's something that's really, really important. And, you know, so I just think that being able to have this thing. So, yeah, I'm going to comment one thing. Where is it at? So, like, there's certain stuff that we have to keep things on the rails, right? And so, like, we have to understand that, yes, there's other groups that have worn black. They wear black face masks. We're not going to wear black face masks. We're going to be loud, proud Oregonians exercising their civil liberties in defense of them. And so, that's what's going to separate us. We're going to have 80,000 different ideas here. That's my fear here. We have to understand is, like, I respect everybody's opinion. This is what we're going to do. Okay. Cause we can't, like, we're going to get lost in the weeds, and then we're going to get off topic, and we're going to lose momentum. And this is not going to take off the way we need to do. Um, you know, and so that, this absolutely, everything. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, it all comes down to money. What's our budget? I mean, we could have tiers. We could have just a regular, I was thinking just a regular cotton shirt that's black with a white logo. We could also have one that has the colored logo, which would be a little bit more expensive. And then we could also do like a button up, like a collared, like a polo, and have the logo there. I think those would all be great. If somebody wants to pay for that, then that's fine. We'll give people options. That's a polo. I like polo stuff. I wear polo shirts for what I do in the public, and so I really like those because I can hang a pin there and stuff like that. It kind of comes down to money. It's like yeah, what are we? We right now we have, champagne caviar taste on less than a beer budget. And so, like, the whole point is just getting it's legal now. And then we figure out what works. These are all great ideas. These are all great ideas. Yeah, patches. I got a guy that does patches. We could do patches too. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that we can do to generate revenue, right? And to show that we're an organization. Um, and that's what we can do. I mean, I can't even. I tried setting up a Venmo. I wanted to have a Venmo where people could help here, and I can't even get a Venmo set up because of it's attached to my phone. So I just it's frustrating. Facebook locked me out of my Facebook because of I use a VPN, and so I'm locked out of there. So I got to prove myself, or they're going to shut down my account in 30 days. It's been a mess. Like, it's been a long day. Highlight of the day is I got to go to the range, and I got to actually shoot a new pistol that I had, and I got to dial in, 3 optics or 4 optics. And so that was the highlight, is I didn't have any cell service, and I got to just kind of focus on, being behind the scope and the gun. That was great. I needed that. So, um, so I just, that's kind of where I'm at. I want to get on here, and I was hoping to have more. I'm disappointed I didn't have more to show you guys. But I got the foundational stuff done, and we did. And so, you know, that's where, that's kind of the thing. So, does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? How do you guys feel? Do you guys feel like this is a good thing for us? I feel it is. Um, I think identifying 36 counties and the leads in those 36 counties, and being able to onboard those people and get them all on the same page, like, this is what this looks like. This is our path to victory. I've identified and we've identified the path to victory, and it's just, we have to show up. And yeah, thank you, Philip, I appreciate it. Yeah, I've I've done I've spent a lot trying to get this thing where now I'm really excited about having my friend Charlie Cook on next week. I heard from Tony Simon today. He sent me a text, and he said that one of you guys reached out to him and thanked him for coming on the Facebook Live. And like, so, like, that really meant a lot. So I don't know who did that, but that was cool. That's what we do here, is we build bridges, we build people up, and we show goodwill, and that's gonna pay dividends. And so whoever did that, I really, really appreciate that. That, like, yeah, Lars Larson. Yeah, absolutely. Lars going to be, once we get it up, I don't have anything to present to Lars right now. I have an idea, but I got to kind of put stuff together, and then I'd be ready to talk with Lars. I'd love the opportunity to kind of tell him about my friends here, and what we're trying to do here in the state of Oregon. So, once we have everything together, I'm hoping to have a Facebook page up. If I can figure that out, it's locked me out. And so, that's kind of where we're at. Give me 1 second here. It's the hard part about the two screens. I see a comment, I want to highlight it. You know, and obviously, let's see how it goes. I mean, let's get it off the ground. I mean, I'm not going to argue in the comments about, this is what we should do, what we shouldn't do. I just, like, we got to do something. That's all I like. That's all I know. We got to do something. And I feel that we have enough people paying attention now that we really could do something. I got a call last night from Salem up there. One of the guys called me in there, and from inside the building, he's one of the staffers, and he was really impressed with the work that we're doing. And they are paying attention. They're thankful for the support that we've given them. They're thankful that we've taken the pressure off them and directed the pressure where it needed to go on, like, Robert Wagner. Like, that's going to be huge. Yeah, so right here, delegation, absolutely. That's the thing, is I'm putting this stuff out. Like, what does that look like for us? Like, who can give of their time and their efforts? Obviously, Philip, you've got the graphic design. We could use you on some imaging stuff. That'd be amazing, right? So we want to figure out what our strengths are, and how we can cater to those strengths and use them to our advantage, obviously, to keep all of our costs down. And what I love about this, right? So, just thinking, right? That's all this has been about. This project that I started a year ago was to open the minds of you. And so, that's where I'm at, is this was let me highlight this one before I lose it. This right here. Thank you. That means a lot. As much as I've done to make this look good, this has been an investment in me. And help me get better at what I'm trying to do. And that's giving you guys hope. That's what I'm trying to do. Because if I give you guys hope, I don't feel like I'm alone, and I don't feel like I'm alone now. And so, like, thank you. I've put a lot into like the finished product here because I believe in my message, because I feel like my message is really, really important. And you guys help me with this message because you guys respond. You put stuff to talk about. You put the like the live stream. It helps get more people involved with the chat. It also helps us bounce ideas off of one another in an active type sense of situation. And so, this is where, oh yeah, for sure, right here. This is here. Yeah, and I like right here. Where is it at? It's web skills. Boom. Right here. Right here. I know I will never fail because I know you guys won't let me fail because we're in this together. So, this, like, as much as it's going to be a lot of work and there's going to be a lot of learning that's going to be involved, this is all part of this, right? The finished product. The finished product is who we are as Oregon gun owners. We're not the militia. We're not violent people. We're people that go to work. We're people that pay our taxes. We're people that take care of our families. We're people that are law abiding. This is who we are. And so part of everything that I've been trying to do the last couple of weeks is the final details of the finished product, because this is who I want to present to the rest of Oregon. This is who I want the rest of Oregon to see as us, a finished product of this is who we are as an organization. We are not who you think we are, and it's time that you listen to us. We have something to say. That's what it's about. Everything that I've been doing to finish this stuff, and part of it is coming on here and spending 47 minutes with you guys talking on a Friday night after a long work week. This helps me because this helps me get the information up. It also helps me work on my message. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So Travis, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. What we've done is we've woken the silent majority. We're no longer silent. We have a microphone now. We have direction. We have organization. We're going to build a society, a collective around this situation, and this is what we're going to do. And so it's going to take time. And so, you know, that's where we're at. You know, um, you have no idea. What do I not have any idea? I thought I have an idea. And so part of this is I have Zoom meetings, right? So I can have up to 100 people on a Zoom. It's not as cool as what we have when we're in public, but if people are traveling, like, the whole point is putting a face to this, developing this infrastructure, and then moving together as one. And so that's kind of what we're trying to do. We're going to be in all different parts of the state, which is going to be really, really important because we're all going to have our own districts. You know how I got this? You know how I got this, Larry? It's through a lot of hard work, lot of hard work. And I'm proud. I'm proud of what I've done, and I'm proud that it works for you guys. I'm proud to have you guys here. I'm proud to be in this with you, and like let's do it. And so obviously the next couple days, action items. I'm going to leave from here. I'm going to have everything on the back end ready. So we'll be able to have a Facebook group, right? We're going to have it's going to be a backup group to this group. Okay. It's going to be related to the organization. It's going to be a closed group. We're also going to have a Facebook group. I did set up an Instagram account that's going to be associated with our group. I'm going to do Discord. We're also going to do Reddit, all associated with this group. Um, and and we're going to build upon this. We're going to have a website. It's going to be top notch. That we're all going to have a part in building, right? And we're going to have, to be honest, we're going to have all a part in funding, right? Um, what I would love to do is figure out a way where we can sell memberships like what OFF does, where everybody puts in a yearly amount to get started. And then we're going to sell T-shirts to fund, and then whatever sponsorships so that I could kind of bring in and whatever we can do. So if you guys can kind of put your ideas, thoughts there on what we could do to identify funding. All this money is going to stay in what we do. This is not going to buy, pay salaries like the NRA or anything like that. This is going to help keep this, thing on the rails and get it going and build it into something and turn it into something where we're finally going to have a voice. What we saw a couple weeks ago is we finally had a voice up there in Salem. And we're going to do it again, and we're going to be more polished. And when we walk in there and we all look the same, and we're going to take a page out of their playbook, and it's going to be amazing. It's amazing what it's going to do for all of us. It's all going to give us hope. It's going to rally us. It's going to give us something to do. Yeah, I like Mike. Mike's a good friend of mine. And so, I am proud. I'm proud of myself. But what I'm really proud of is you guys, right? Is you guys didn't have to listen. You guys didn't have to tune in. You didn't have to follow what I was doing. You didn't have to do that. You did it because something touched your heart. And for that, like, that's where, that's where, like, I know that that's where I'm proud, is because, like, I've given people hope, and I've given myself hope, because so many times I've been up there alone. I hate going up there alone. Obviously there's been people that have showed up, but it's been a small percentage the past couple years. And so the goal is, we don't have to do that. We're not going to be alone. There's going to be strength in numbers. So there's going to be power together. And I think if we have an organization and we start, contacting our representatives, like, hey, I'm a member of this organization, right? Or goal, the Oregon Gun Owners Action League. I'm part of this organization. That's going to give us a weight with our representatives and our senators. And they're like, oh, okay, well, now I'm listening. Now you have my ear, all right? Because now you have not just one voice, but you have many, many voices that are going to cross the state. That's yeah. Yeah. This right here. I'll tell you right now. I'll give you a promise that I will never, ever, as long as I'm an Oregonian, which I'm not going anywhere, I will be here to stand with you, right? And so that's kind of where we're at, and our rights are never, we're never ever going to, they're never going to fade away. They've faded for many, many years, but what we're going to do, and what I've always thought, like, I call it reverse incrementalism, right? So it's always incremental with them. It's like, gun owners are like a frog. They put in this pot, they turn up the water, they boil, the frog like dies. And so, that's what they do to us gun owners. But the other side is, I want to be that frog that turns off that burner, right? And I'm going to take back ground. So reverse incrementalism, right? And so that's kind of where I'm at, is we're going to set ourselves up so we can take back ground. And so we take back ground by, protecting the seats that we have in the House and in the Senate, right? And then, expanding upon that, we take back the majority, and in both houses, that's what we do. And so I think we can do that. Yeah, absolutely, Travis. 100%. I don't know what that looks like. And obviously we have to have a little bit more infrastructure in place to make this happen. But it starts today. Today's the birthday. So it was filed official today with the Secretary of State. And so today's day one. And so we have stuff that we got to do. So I hope that all makes sense. I hope you guys are jacked up like I am. And so, that's kind of the thing. We're going to be in this together. And if we come together as Oregonians, right? That's what's going to make this thing work the way we need it to work. So, you know. So, other than that, I think I'm going to get off here. Dude. Sometimes it's hard to feel like I'm making progress when there's somebody that likes to take things in a way that is just totally takes the wind out of my sails. And I take a deep breath, find my chi, because I just like, come on. Like, one thing, and I'll highlight this: FPC is not going to do anything at a local level for you. Okay. They're not coming to save your life. Okay. I will be very, very clear about that. They are going to fundraise. They're going to promise that they're going to be there. They're not going to be there. Okay. They're doing something right now, but it took them a month and a half to do anything before, and they took money from Oregon Firearms Federation, all these other groups. So while I understand, like, this is our day, right? This is our day as Oregonians. And so, we have to understand there's organizations that are going to be littler, they're going to be smaller, they're going to be more nimble, and they're going to be in that office when you need them. Okay. So that's where I really, really have to like I love it. I love conversation. I love this, but you have to understand, like, this doesn't help us, right? When we get out in the weeds, it's like we're talking, and it's like, oh, I like, I'm talking to 5-year-olds. I'm not saying I'm talking to 5-year-olds, but I'm picturing myself talking to 5-year-olds. I'm talking to 5-year-old. I'm teaching 5-year-olds, and then they're like squirrel. They're like, you know what I mean? And that's why I feel sometimes. And so, I just like, I really, really understand. No, I totally get it. I totally get it. But I want you to understand, like, at the end of the day, none of those, I mean, OFF, he is going to be the one that's going to be our true person that's there for us, right? But in this situation, when we're starting something new, like those other orgs, like, they're not going to be there on a Tuesday at 8 a.m. when there's a hearing. They're not going to provide the information that we provide because they just don't have the bandwidth. They're dealing with all these different lawsuits from all over the country. And this is not meant to be like, I'm not angry or anything like that. I'm just like let's celebrate this and let's figure out what this looks like before we, like, hey, this is where we're gonna, you know what I mean? And like that's it. Just yes, I agree. And that's we just no, and there's no problem. There's no problem here. I just want to, like, make sure that we're, like, going forward, this is what this looks like. Okay. And a lot of the, like, analogy that I love to use, right? Oregon gun owners. Okay. I've told my friends all over the country, right? This is kind of what we've been. Okay. We're changing that. Okay. But what we've been is, like, we're watching a football game. Okay. We're like, let's pretend we're Ducks fans. Okay. We're at the Ducks game. We're at Autzen Stadium. So Oregon gun owners. Okay, this is not now. We're working on that, right? But the analogy I've used in the past is, we're watching this football game. We're in the crowd, and everything's going well, and then we just start a fist fight in the crowd. And so it's like Oregon gun owners, like, we fight ourselves. Like, there's no working the same way. We all got our own different opinions. Like, some guys like 1911, some like Glocks, some like muzzleloaders. Well, all these different things, right? Which make us great individuals. But like, when it comes to working together, it doesn't always work. And so we're changing that. So, go Beavers. Yeah, I'm gonna go Beavs. Yeah. So I use that analogy, and I always chuckle at me because they don't know. But that's how I feel sometimes. And so I just saw that. So we're watching football, and then a fist fight just broke out in the crowd. But we're getting better. Okay, we're getting better. I will give you that. So, so go Beavs. So yeah, Brock. Oh man, it's the way it is. Yes, right here. Yes, at the end of the day, the local ones are going to help identify school board members. They're going to city council members. They're going to help with all the stuff that the other big groups don't have the bandwidth to do because their focus is not on their next door neighbor. And so, that's what my hope is here is our focus is going to be the rural counties, giving the rural counties a voice, or a bigger voice. And that's kind of the goal. And so focusing at a true grassroots organization level. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just playing too. We're good. We're good. This is, I've just, it's been too long of a day. I've done too much. I still need to send emails to parents for tomorrow. So I need to figure out who's out east. We should start identifying that, man. That's probably going to be the next step. So, is we'll just got to figure out what it looks like, and move forward together, and do something. So, I think other than that, I got to get off here. Still got work to do. I got to be on the range tomorrow, doing the thing that I love to do. So tomorrow's it's work, but it's like a vacation. It's so casual Friday tomorrow. So other than that, I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm pumped up. I love that. So just keep up that enthusiasm. Just know that, Rome wasn't built in a day. And so we just got to continue to keep showing up, and that's what we're going to do. So, but today is the day that we're going to celebrate. It's a birthday. So, and we're going to go from there. So thank you guys for tuning in. And where is this? Yeah, it's not work. Absolutely. And to be honest with you, the advocacy stuff that I've been doing the last year, it is work, but it's something that I love to do because it's something that's really, really important to me because I know it's important to my neighbors. So that's kind of where we're at. So cool. I'm going to get off for you guys. Happy Friday night. And thanks for tuning in. And you guys have a great night. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Oh, by the way, tell your mother Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there if I don't see you before then. Okay. So tell the moms happy Mother's Day. Okay. Do something nice for them. Celebrate them. Okay. Thank you. Bye.